Ahoy, music lovers, vinyl enthusiasts, and everyone in between. This is The Blind Island. I'm your host, Isaac, and today we're going to be doing vinyl spins and heavy rotation, the records that have been hitting the turntable frequently recently. And just as a reminder for everybody, the Toast to 2021 contest is still on, and you have until the end of this month to put in your entry. First prize will be getting $50 and the second place will be getting $20. So if you are interested in entering into that contest, I will put a link to the contest video below. And now let's get on with what has been hitting the turntable recently. Right now what we have playing in the background is Bob Dylan's Modern Times. This was mentioned in my recent Vinyl Finds video, and this is one of my favorite modern day Bob Dylan records. I think that this has spectacular production value. I think that Dylan's old husky voice really fits well with the material that's on here, and it really is right up there in his trilogy of Time Out of Mind, Love and Theft, and this being the final in it. I think that those are all on the same level as far as genius is concerned, and I'm super happy to have this one in the collection. Been listening to it a lot recently. Next, I have Patti Smith's Horses. This is a classic kind of pre-punk, I suppose you would want to call it. It's very artsy rock, very heavy hitting, inspired a lot by The Doors and Jim Morrison and Lou Reed. Patti Smith really came into her own, and this being a debut album, very impressive. An incredible record by an incredible female artist, and one that I never grow tired of listening to. Next is Whir. This is a phenomenal kind of dream pop, post-rock type of record, shoegazy, very much in that vein of Slowdive, My Bloody Valentine. If you're into those sort of groups, then you're really going to enjoy what's on here, and just that very far away, back in the mix sort of vocals. Thoroughly enjoy this record, and anyone who's into that style will really find a lot to enjoy here. Next is one of my favorite groups of all time, and the album that really got me into them, the Budos Band 3. Excellent Afro-funk beats, and this to me synthesizes everything that was great about the Budos Band up to this point, and then they moved into some different directions with the albums from here on out, but this is a great funky release and one that I never grow tired of listening to. Next is a great contemporary jazz album, and that's the Nels Cline 4. Nels Cline is the guitarist. I want to say for, I'm blanking on it, so I'm not going to say which band he is associated with, but it's a very popular group, and he's joined with Julian Lage on here. This is a twin guitar record, and it's really interesting to see how these two guitars interplay and meld with one another. Very, very good grooves, and it's very contemporary, beautiful art, and one of my favorite contemporary jazz albums. It's on the Blue Note label, and one that I would highly suggest for anyone who is a fan of great guitar work and Julian Lage. So really cool record. Next is Michael Oldfield's Tubular Bells. This is, of course, most well known for the first minute and a half of the title track, and there's a lot more to be offered here than just the Exorcist theme. It is a very great progressive rock art album, and the fact that he did this when he was 19 years old is incredible. Really cool record, one that is always highly recommended here in the vinyl community. Next, this one came from Lovell Andrew. He got a new copy of this, and he gave me a great deal on it. This will be featured in a later video too, but this is Syd Barrett's second album, Barrett, and this is a Japanese pressing, and it does have a little noise in the background, but it still has that excellent production value, and I just freaking love this record. I prefer this one to even the Madcap Laughs. I know that is sacrilege in some circles, but I thoroughly enjoy this record. Really happy to have this one on vinyl. Next is one of my favorite records from last year. This one has been mentioned multiple times, but again, just this is Darker My Love, Alive As You Are. Really great psych country vibes. Gives very much the Byrds' Fifth Dimension, and is a good place to kind of focus what type of music this might sound like. And I love this record. I love the album artwork on it, and it's one that I spin with regularity. I can't get enough of it, and I highly recommend it for anyone who is looking for kind of a little bit more of a flowery neo-psych. And next is one of the best female country singers of all time, Linda Ronstadt's Silk Purse. She just has such a great tone, and this record is no different. I think that it can be a little bit spotty as far as the track listing is concerned, but her tone and her interpretation of the country songs that are on here is phenomenal. Love this record. Can't get enough of Linda Ronstadt. And then next we have, again, Budos Band, and this is their first self-titled album, and this was also featured in my recent finds video. Can't get enough of the Budos Band. This really was a phenomenal, pulsating first release. It showed what an incredible talent had been unleashed onto the contemporary funk soul world, and continues to be a great group to this day. So really cool album. And then one of my favorite post-rock groups and one of my favorite albums of all time. This is Windsor for the Derby, Minnie Grutzfeld. And this is in my top 100 records of all time. I return to this one time and time again. For fans of post-rock, shoegaze, this is a phenomenal record released in 1997. It has not received as much attention as their contemporaries, but again, it peddles in some really great atmospheric rock. I love this record. It's great for kind of a lazy, rainy Sunday, and I thoroughly suggest this for anybody who's looking for some good post-rock. Then some really good bebop, hard bop. That's Harold Vick, straight up. This is some phenomenal jazz. I love this album. It is thoughtful, contemplative. It basically hits the sweet spot of what a jazz record should be. And Harold Vick is a sax player that doesn't get the praise that I think he is allotted and totally deserves, but this is a great record and should be sought after by people in music-loving communities. Then next I have, again, one of my favorite country artists of all time, and that's Bobbie Gentry, the local Gentry. This is one of her lesser releases, but man, there are still some phenomenal tracks on here. It does get bogged down a little bit by the tedious covers that proliferate, but she was coming right off of the Delta Suite, and some of those tracks that she had recorded during those sessions are included on here, and they are beautiful and lush, orchestral, and I just freaking love some of the music that's found on here. Bobbie Gentry has one of the most seductive, smoky voices I've ever heard, and I will never stop loving this amazing, soulful country singer. Then we have All Them Witches, Nothing As the Ideal. Again, this was shown in my latest recent finds video. Fantastic neo-psych, and I think that this is a great muscular return to form for All Them Witches. I am a big fan of ATW. I think that's a great record, but I can understand people that were starting to fall off the wagon with that. This is a great, succinct, tight 40-minute album, and yes, some of the tracks Most of the tracks go over 5 minutes long, but they're still super good, doomy, jammy, and very, very nice. I love this record. It's super good. And then finally, we're going with Syd Barrett. We have to close this off with Pink Floyd's Saucer Full of Secrets. Syd Barrett only contributed minimally to this record, but the big song that he contributed was Jug Band Blues, which is one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs of all time. Really shows where Syd Barrett's head was at, and also just the spacey craziness that's found on here, exploring territories that their later releases just would not go to. And that's a real shame, because I think that they have a lot more to offer with this style of music. So this is a great record, thoroughly enjoyed. So guys, that's what I've been listening to recently. What have you guys been listening to? What's been on your turntable? Let me know in the comments below. And I hope that you guys have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.